In this video, we're going to be covering uploading a list of anglers that you might have in an Excel sheet or another kind of worksheet like Google Sheets or OpenOffice, where you have those anglers in a list of columns and rows, and you've got their data you want to upload into the software and connect to a tournament that you have. So here we're jumping right into a basic setup of a tournament. No anglers, no teams registered, and we want to upload our list. So right here next to registered anglers, you'll see a button that is called Upload List. When we click that, we're going to get a little window with a couple steps of how to upload. The first step being downloading an Angler worksheet in XLS. So this is an Excel worksheet, and let's go ahead and do that now. I'm going to save it to the computer and open it up here. And I'm just going to click Enable Editing so we can take a look at it. So this worksheet, you can see it's got a whole set of column names, full name, first name, last name, division, classification. A lot of Angler information here. And it's got 3 rows with some default or some sample data that we can use. We're going to kind of show us what it's looking for, what the software is looking for in each one of these columns. It's actually a whole set of columns. If you go all the way scrolling, you can see there's a lot of information we can upload. Notice here on the kind of the left-hand side, it's Angler information, full name, first name, last name, division, classification, gender. And that goes all the way over just basically here to Angler notes. This is all Angler information up through there. And then past there, you get some team information. So the team name, boat name, captain, division, all that certain stuff there. So you can even upload boat specific information if you wanted to. So this worksheet can basically cover just about anything you need to upload. The most important parts here being the full name or first name and last name of each one of the anglers. So it's really important that these items are filled in. If you have them in a format, your angler names in a format that's just a full name, so it's basically like John A. Smith in one column, that's fine. You put that here. If you only have first name and last name kind of separated into 2 different columns, you use these 2. You do not need to use them both at the same time. That's why this sample data is showing you that you can use one or the other. And the rest of the information really is optional, except for the team name over here, which is important if you want to connect them directly to your tournament when you upload them. If you do not set a team name, the angler will get uploaded and a profile will be created, but they won't be connected to your tournament until you assign them a team name later. So they'll be in your software, but they will not have a connected team. So let's use some of this sample information. Let's just go ahead and upload this as is. Maybe I'll put myself in here as well. Let me just put myself. And I'm going to put myself on a team called Test Team. And let's see, what information can I get rid of? I don't really need everything here. I'll just go ahead and I'll get rid of the additional contact name and contact phone. I don't use that in this particular tournament. I'll leave the shirt size. I'll leave their contact information. Angler registration number, I can put one for myself here for. And the rest of the information, let's go ahead and leave the captain's name and everything. But all this extra information we don't need. So this is like live well size all the way up through team registration numbers, team emails. We don't need all that. Even the divisions and classifications we won't use in this one. But we'll keep the captain's name. So I'm going to go ahead and delete everything. And this is fine if you delete all of these columns. Really, the only columns that you're going to want to keep, that you really need to keep, are the full name, first name, and last name columns. Those are critical. The software will not upload your anglers if you don't have at least these 3 columns. And this team name column, this is important if you want to connect them to the tournament. So I'm going to leave that. And then the rest I'll just keep as optional. So next step, and then you can see this here where it says step 2, is that you have to save your file as a CSV file. And what's a CSV file? It's basically just comma separated values. CSV basically just means that it's kind of like a text-based format, and it's just a it's just a way to upload your data in a format that the software can understand. So we're going to do that from here in Excel. We're going to go to File. We're going to go to Save As, and I'm going to save this instead of XLS. And this time I'm going to change the type here. I'm going to change that to comma separated values, comma delimited here. So that's CSV. And when I hit save, of course, Excel is going to give me a warning. That's just fine. I'll just OK through that. And then I'm going to go back to the software. Now that I've got it as a CSV file, I'm going to hit Upload Angular Worksheet. I'm going to find the CSV, not the XLS. I'm going to find the CSV file. I'm going to upload that. And the cool thing is now the software lets me review what I'm about to upload. So it's going to give me any kind of information if there's any errors or anything that it sees as might be a problem. It's going to let me know about what those problems are. So I'm going to take a moment just to kind of review them. I've got the 4 anglers that we had. So the new one that I added in there, plus the 3 that were in the template. Obviously, if these are not your anglers, you delete them from the Excel worksheet, and you do not have to add them. You add in your own information. This is just sample data. And then there's a couple things it says down here. So 4 anglers will be added to the angler profile list and to this tournament if enough credits are available, which I do have enough. And then 2 fields in 2 rows have errors shown in bold, and we'll use a default value instead. So let's take a look at what that is. So it's telling me it's in bold. There's one. So Bob E. Jones, that classification has an issue. Angler classification not found classification will be left empty. So it looks like I don't have an amateur classification for available in the software, and instead it's just going to leave that empty. That's fine. I don't need Bob E. Jones to be in the amateur classifications. If I did, what I would want to do before I upload this is go and create a classification called amateur, and then it wouldn't have this error. What else? It says there's something empty here, invalid or empty value for the gender. So I left that empty, and it's going to use the default. In this case is M. That'll be the default there. And it looks like nothing else is showing any kind of issues. So I'm going to go ahead and add these anglers to my account. All right. Tells me 4 angler profiles have been added or updated and 4 anglers registered to this tournament. So let's go take a look. There's our test team, Kingfisher, Aquaholic, About Time. Those are the ones that were in the team name list. And there's our 4 anglers, including the one I just added. And they're all connected to the software. You'll notice here, for example, this John A. Smith, and that was the 3rd III. The software likes to capitalize last names and kind of like, do word case. And in this case, that doesn't look so nice. So I can always go back into that angler and just change this to III and save it. And it'll look a little bit nicer. But that's just fine. This is just semantics here. And otherwise, all of the teams got uploaded with the information that they were supposed to have, and those same anglers as well. So let's see, Michael Rodriguez, test team. It added that particular angler in as Division Junior. Why? Because this angler profile already existed in the software. It already knew that it had some default divisions and classifications, so it selected those, Junior and AM. There's my amateur, but it was AM instead. And it already had some information in there for that particular angler. So look at that age. That's interesting. And so that default information got pulled in automatically, even though I left all those fields blank. It knew that there was a profile there for Michael Rodriguez. Mary Johnson, there was no profile, so she got put into the adult pro with her shirt size set, with her registration number, and connected to the team About Time with that captain, and all set from the worksheet that we had with all that information. So you can see that it's a really quick way of uploading a lot of anglers at a time, especially if you've got hundreds. You don't want to be entering them in one by one. You can instead just upload a quick worksheet from this into the software and have them connected to your tournament quickly and easily. So that's it. Hope you enjoy that new feature.